Hey, it's Phil Ratcliffe, and thanks for tuning in again today. We've got a special session here for you today that's near and dear to my heart. Today we've got Denis Moore on, a good friend of mine, gotten to know over the years, U.S. Army veteran, and also helps a lot of our clients mortgage-wise. So thanks for being here, Denis.
Thanks for having me, Phil.
Absolutely. So, you know, one of the things that I wanted to get started with is let's just give some people some background of your experience and, you know, about being in the military and then veteran and why you're passionate.
Well, I had the pleasure of serving our country for 4 years. It was a great experience. It had a big impact on my life. It taught me a lot about growing up when I was a young, confused kid. And I got to see a lot of the world. It was perfect for that. Why is it near and dear to my life? I guess just because I have so much in common with the people that serve our country, and it seems to be an easy place for me to, to give back to.
It is an awesome thing for standardize of something that is an awesome, hard experience that you can share with somebody to always build upon. Which I would imagine that is part of military doctrine, to give people that camaraderie, because they say, you know, when the stuff hits the fan, you know, even though we have all these ideals of why we joined in one, so you don't die, you know, for your country per se, you do it for your buddies that are right there next to you, right, when it comes down to it.
Exactly. I don't have a national championship ring, but I did serve with some great people.
Absolutely. So, you know, one of the things that, you know, just for people that aren't maybe as familiar with it, I think there is a culture of like really great in terms of thanking veterans or what so, but like, what is a veteran? You know, is it just someone that was in the military? Like, just for everybody, just so that they can know, you know?
Yeah, you know, there's so many different categories you can break people down to, but I'll stop with defining veterans as somebody who served their country for the Air Force, the Navy, the Army, the Marines, and the Coast Guard. Sorry about that. Yeah, anyone that served honorably and was discharged honorably, or not negatively discharged from the military.
So veterans are everyone that served honorably, not just combat veterans, even though combat veterans probably had it harder. Everybody's a veteran.
For sure, yes.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. So you want to tell us a little bit about your background and how you served and what unit and, you know,
I was in the 82nd Airborne Division for 2 years, and then I went over to Italy. They have an offshoot of the 82nd over there. It's not really an offshoot. It goes back and forth, kind of suffers from identity crisis. But what is now the 173rd Airborne is stationed in Vicenza, Italy, and that was a really good tour.
So you're airborne, jumping out of planes?
Jumping out of planes, assaulting objectives, and
awesome.
Doing all that awesome stuff.
Right?
Yep, that's right.
Well, good deal. So one of the things that we had talked about, you know, kind of before this, was that there's so many different causes and charities, etc., and most of them are very deserving. But you know, what makes it a little bit different, you know, with veterans, and again, why you're passionate about that?
Well, the thing is, Phil, veterans are the group of people out there that volunteered. No one asked them to. Well, in most cases, no one asked them to.
Yeah.
But they volunteered. They said, you know what, I'm willing to go do this. And most veterans are pretty humble people. They're not looking for recognition. They're not looking for a handout. But I find that a lot of them are in need, and I'm in a position in my life where I can give back to them and help them, you know, through things now.
Yeah, and we do have a good culture now of people that want to thank people for their service, kind of unlike, you know, after Vietnam when people got disillusioned, you know, with the military and the war, which is unfortunate a lot for the Vietnam veterans.
Yeah, I don't know that I would have liked very much being in that situation, coming home
and
under those terms.
Sucks too, because a lot of them, they didn't necessarily volunteer, they were drafted.
Yes, it's totally different nowadays.
Yeah.
With the volunteer army, volunteer military.
So one of the things that that surprised me that you brought up as a fact, and I didn't know either, was, you know, how veterans are kind of declining. You know, so tell us a little bit about that and surprise our viewers with that as well too, and what it means.
Well, as we talked, about 11% of people in the United States served during World War II. We're down to post 9/11 statistics of about 0.5% of people are actually serving their country now. And what that really does is it makes you a smaller voting bloc.
Sure.
It makes you less significant, and frankly less likely to have people address your issues for you.
Yeah.
Because
Unless something bad happens, like with the VA or whatever the case, it's not going to get the press because we can't band together as much.
Right.
Yeah.
So what veterans are having to do is figure out their own problems and figure out answers to their own problems.
And, you know, on the flip side of that, you know, I mean, it's nice for us to have all these freedoms and to have an awesome country, but it is less and less percentage of the people that are actually sacrificing to provide for that. And so if those people can't represent themselves as well, then, you know, it should be the rest of the population to help support that as well too, because they got a lot of it without having to do that. And that's fine as long as there are people willing to do it, right?
Yeah, it's a huge luxury we have in this country.
Yeah.
It's also a blessing that it doesn't take as many people to defend our country as it once did.
Sure, it's not like Israel where everybody has to go serve for at least a couple, 3 years or what so.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe we should have that. Or Peace Corps or something, right?
That'd
be too many people, probably.
Whole other topic.
All right, so I liked one of your ideas. I think it's kind of fundamental to you, maybe not even veterans, but you know, when we talked about, you know, how do we support veterans and what charities and what so, and you really, you know, we're talking about employment and veteran started businesses. So maybe expand a little bit upon that.
Well, I was reading an article and they said that 25% of the people that are leaving the military now are starting their own business. Mm-hmm. There's probably a lot of reasons for this, but technology has been great in enabling people to kind of go out on their own and do their own thing. Mm-hmm. There are lots of companies out there that are springing up that offer just, you know, great simple products that we use every day in our lives, and by supporting these great products, you know, these are things that, you know, it's going to help the situation.
You don't have to make a donation if they make a good product like this company right here.
Right. Why donate when you can buy it?
Just buy it
and
somebody's
solve the problem that way.
Absolutely. There was like some of them that we were just looking at, like the Black Rifle Coffee Company and the Ranger Up Company. And another one we were looking at is the Crate Club, where you can get different tactical equipment. It's almost like a subscription type thing, like the Shaving Club or what so. But there's all kinds of cool ideas. Some of them aren't even military related. They're just founded by veterans. But we put these up here obviously because, you know, they put forward the fact that they're proud to be a veteran and it is part of their business as well.
Yeah, and how do you get a job like that?
It's fun, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I get to test stuff and blow
This
stuff
tactical
up.
knife.
That would be great.
Yeah, the silencer is awesome, even though nobody will probably need that in regular life, but it is awesome.
It would be fun.
So one of the things that you guys do, like from your company, is a golf tournament each year to support the Major Lawrence Military Fund. And I learned a lot of cool facts from supporting you guys on that, and you held it like right on 9/11, so I think that was cool as well. So maybe tell us about that.
Yeah, so every year on 9/11 we are hosting or putting on a golf outing, and it's a lot of fun. It's a great way to get out, meet the veterans, and contribute to their cause. Mm-hmm. What we're doing is we're giving money to people to attend classes at Ohio State. And it's for combat veterans, people who have served in a theater of battle, and they're going over, you know, they're getting educated at Ohio State, mm-hmm. and it's just a great way of giving back to the people that have given so much to us. Ohio State is the #1 school in the country for being veteran friendly for people awesome. Leaving the military.
And when I was at the golf tournament, the guy that started that Major Lawrence Fund, that was his dad, right? He was talking about,
Major Lawrence Miller,
yeah. 5 or 7 years ago, OSU was like 17 or 20, and just in that period, they went up to #1 because of their focus and raising and getting these things started.
Yeah, big results are achieved when people do awesome things.
Yeah, absolutely. So it doesn't have to be, you know, a lot of times when we have, you know, people in to talk about charities or what so, their main thing is give money or volunteer. And with this, there's lots of different options, and even just, you know, supporting OSU and letting them know that what they're doing to support veterans is awesome because OSU's already got a lot of money, right? You know.
Right. There's so many options available. There's so much information on the internet out there. A lot of people worry about, is the cash that I'm giving, is it going where it actually needs to go? And For the most part, you can do that research in about 2 minutes online, and it'll give you a list of all the charities, what they do, and how much of their percentage goes to the actual charity that they're involved in.
And that is a cool thing, because so many of those charities, it's like 30 to 80% goes to administrative costs, and it's just like, come on, you know?
Well, nobody wants their money to go there.
Yeah.
Typically.
Except for the administration person that's
Well,
making that money, right? So let's see here. So, you know, one of the things that I asked you earlier, and I liked your answer, so just kind of repeat it, even though I think it's kind of moot. But like I said, you know, what specific charities would you support? You know, so what would you tell everybody?
I would tell everybody, do what feels best for you,
Mm-hmm.
but do your research. Some of the bigger names aren't always the best to give to because of the administrative costs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to endorse any one specific.
Because there's so many good ones.
There are, but do your homework. 2 minutes on the internet, and you can find a great
awesome.
cause.
Yeah. Google's awesome. You can find just about any of these, anything that you want these days. So, kind of lastly, you know, veterans are entitled to a lot of benefits, like the GI Bill and VA healthcare, but something that's kind of right up your alley and specialty as a mortgage broker are the VA loans. So tell us a little bit about what veterans are entitled with VA loans and how that works a little bit.
VA loan is a great tool. It's one of the few great tools offered by the government to veterans. It enables them to get into a home with little to no down payment.
Yeah.
It's quick. It's a great interest rate. There's no private mortgage insurance. It's a win-win product for people, and a great tool to get people into homes.
Because you don't have to save 5 or 10 or 20%.
Exactly. You're straight into it
Yeah.
with that, and it works out well. I really enjoy working with people that are veterans. You have something in common with them already, so on and so on.
You do. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's fun, near and dear to your heart. So just need more people to take advantage of it. It's a hard time to buy right now, but it's a good seller's market. But it's better than renting. It's probably about.
It's a great tool to get people in homes.
Well, good deal. Well, any last things you'd like to leave our viewers with about veterans or about VA loans or anything, how to reach you, etc.?
No, I believe my information's scrolled all over the screen here.
Yeah, I'll try.
So people can feel free to call me anytime.
Okay.
I'd be happy to help them. You know, if you're out there and you need support as a veteran, reach out to your friends, reach out to your circle of influence, and ask for help. Don't be afraid to do so. There are people out here that have a lot in common with you, that are doing well, and would love to offer that help.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here, Dennis. We really appreciate it.
It's always fun talking to you, Phil.
Well, thank you guys for, again, sharing part of the end of your week, beginning of your weekend with us. This is an awesome subject. Whenever you have the chance to help a veteran, support a veteran-owned business, Rebel Financial is, by the way, as well, do it. You know, say thanks to the people that serve and protect our freedoms, etc. every day in the past. You know, especially some of those older guys and girls that may be dying out from World War II or what. So I had the privilege to meet so many of them when I went to West Point. You know, they'd come in to like be tied back to history. That it's sad that we're losing that first person perspective of that history. So again, thanks so much. Have a good weekend. It's a little bit cooler out there, and join us next week, 10:30.